Yeah, it's interesting because people say to me all the time, they're like, "What do I do with the extra money that I have?" And there's so many different things.
You tell them call me.
Yeah, besides call you, right? Definitely call Ruth. But there's only like really two places that. I mean, where else do you put money unless you start a business or you get an expensive hobby, which is a waste of money, right? Or you go out and buy something that you don't need. But one of the sure ways to grow that investment, and I mean, nothing's really for sure. There is no guarantee, but I mean, real estate or the stock market. And I think the stock market is like gambling, at least with real estate. If you have a good team and someone that really knows what they're doing, like you, that can help them strategize and make sure that they're buying it right and that their investment is growing, what else more would you put your money into?
Absolutely.
If you have a good job, I mean, get a rental property.
Right. And personally, when we went to our accountant, my husband, who's like, don't buy any more houses. When we did it with the accountant, I was making anywhere between 11 and 12% on my properties.
Wow.
And he was like, okay, I get it.
Returns?
Yeah, you're not in the stock market.
Not.
I mean, we're diversified because his stuff is in the stock market and I'm all in real estate, but the real estate's killing it. And it's not gambling because you can control so much more in the real estate. And buying a stock, you've got to make sure that the management is good, the PE ratios, I mean, everything.
Yeah.
In real estate, you can really...
There's so much, and you don't know what's happening on the back end.
No.
I mean, that's the thing about the stock market. You don't know what's going on.
Right.
You're not in that boardroom.
Right.
You don't know how they're trying to pad things to make it look good for the stockholders, but really the health of the company may not be great.
And you never will know that.
But
with real estate, you can figure that out. You can mitigate your risks tremendously.
Exactly. One of the things that I try and tell people, and being in this business for 25 plus years and being an investor for that long, and having rental properties, is that they're always asking me, like, should I get a multifamily house? Should I get a single family house? What kind of investment should I get? And what I've always said was, depending on how quick you want that property to be able to be resold, right, if you need to, and when it resells, who is that buyer? And what I mean by that is a lot of times, like I have a couple fourplexes where I have 4 units in one building. Well, the only one that's really going to buy that if I need to liquidate or sell is an investor. And they're not going to want me to make any money on it because they want to come in and buy it and it's for as cheap as they can because that's how they make money. I just kind of believe that you should have a mixed portfolio. It's okay if you want to have those, but if you're only going to buy one or you're going to buy 2 or 3, then I think you should buy single-family dwellings, even if it's a condo or a townhouse or single-family house, because the one that will buy that at the end of the day, if you need to sell it, will be someone who will live in it.
Right.
And so they'll pay, to them, it's worth more money.
Absolutely.
So I think you'll gain more appreciation. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. And there's more buyers for single-family homes than there are for multifamilies.
Yeah.
I never buy property without knowing what my exit strategy is from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I have my portfolio is mixed with condos, some townhomes, and some single-family, and all over the county because I want to be diversified like that.
Yeah. So if one area dips down, your whole portfolio isn't affected by that major employer going out of business, for instance.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
But don't forget that the market really kind of tells you what you can buy. I mean, my numbers are key. I don't buy without knowing that my numbers are going to work, plus having a lot of play in there.
Talk about that for a minute. So how do you do that? Like reverse engineer, what you tell your clients when they're looking to invest in real estate?
First, I interview them to figure out what they want to do with it. I mean, real estate is a long-term investment. Let's not forget that. The transaction costs to get in and get out are higher than the stock market.
Yeah, right. People forget that, too.
Yeah, and so you've got to figure that in there.
You've got closing costs.
You do.
Depending on whether you have financing.
Transfer taxes.
Transfer fees, recordation fees.
They're pretty high.
Commissions if you're selling.
Right. But the good news is that as a long-term investment, real estate is pretty steady. If you choose
it's appreciating.
It appreciates, and if you choose the right properties, you're getting cash flow year after year.
Right.